Motocamping looks so damn good on paper. Travelling off the beaten path and sharing the goal of survival between yourself and your machine. But it doesn't always end up going to plan, and that's what I experienced during my first attempt. Before we get to what went wrong, let's start from the beginning. The first part of this mini adventure was to load up the bike. I wanted to see if I could carry everything I needed to be able to sleep under the stars for one night and then leave first thing in the morning. This meant that I could pack minimal clothing and food. My dad decided to come along with me last minute. This was nice because it meant I'd have some company and could bring the portable stove along. This time round, I remembered to check my loose straps, threw on Google Maps and set off on my loaded CRF. As with any motocamping trip, the journey itself is half the fun. When you're going camping, the good stuff generally begins when you arrive at your site. When you're going motocamping, the party starts the moment you swing your leg over that seat. And man was it fun. I had very low expectations because this was just a trial run at a campsite less than an hour away, but to get there we had to go through the twisties, a dirt road or two, and it was just beautiful. The weather was lovely, the temperature was perfect, there was no traffic, such a good ride. I will say, one thing I noticed right away was how my fully loaded backpack was impacting against the fully loaded tail bag. It was kind of uncomfortable and slightly restricted my movement on the bike. Makes me understand why many serious adventurers get a full saddlebag setup and don't run a loaded backpack. My dad and I made it to Bunyip State Park with plenty of sunlight left to spare. It was time for us to set up shop. As expected, this took quite a while. I am not a regular camper and this was my first time using this tent. My dad brought along his 4-person family tent and that also took a while to set up. Honestly, I was super happy with my kit so far though. Despite my lack of experience, everything was pretty easy to set up. 250L, my father, one chair between the two of us because he forgot to bring his. Then we've got a portable kettle and stove, which is going to be used purely for water that can then be poured onto some 2-minute noodles or into a cup to make some tea and coffee. That's pretty much where we are, but like tough with the CRF there. Oh, it's kind of comfy. This mattress is very small, and I had some doubts, and I still do. So we'll see how I fare tonight. But just lying on it, I feel like I could sleep on it. Maybe, I don't know. I have trouble sleeping even in my own bed, so it's gonna be extra tough. Oh yeah, got this cool as self-inflating pillow. Wow, look at that. We got the stove going and had some warm drink and food. It was so peaceful, just sitting there and chilling with my dad. I'm actually surprised I didn't get bored. It was one of my reservations about camping in general. I cracked a beer and Dad and I got a small, non-regulation fire going. What a life. It is currently 10 PM. Yeah, ready to call it quits for the night. We had a nice time. No phone reception out here, so every time I just instinctively pulled out my phone to scroll through TikTok or Instagram, I couldn't do it, which is actually so nice. And I am eagerly awaiting tomorrow morning when I can wake up to the scent of crisp air and the sound of nature. I'm really excited for that. Peace. Unfortunately, it was all downhill from here. Little did I know that 2 hours of sleep was all I was going to get that night. Lying awake for hours when you're tired is so frustrating and defeating. It was genuinely a nightmare. One thing I was really looking forward to was waking up to the sound of nature and the smell of fresh air. Unfortunately, it just does not hit when you've been up the whole night. We had a warm beverage and started packing up. I didn't realize just how wet everything was going to be. Despite there being not a single drop of rain overnight, everything outside my tent was coated in condensation. This meant I couldn't pack the tent down as tightly as when I brought it in, and that's something to keep in mind for my next adventure. Shipping stuff out isn't as easy as bringing it in. The ride home was beautiful. There weren't many cars on the roads and the vibes were good. I did start to notice some lower back pain creeping in halfway through the journey. After I got home, this pain got so bad to the point where I couldn't even walk straight. This, coupled with the severe lack of sleep, meant I was not feeling good. Despite the bad stuff, I still had an awesome time. I loved the process, riding to a site, setting up camp, sleeping under the stars. I want this to work so bad. Although I am slightly discouraged, I'm not going to give up. The biggest problem here, I believe, is the sleeping mattress. The unfortunate thing is, I don't think paying more for a premium brand would be better, because at the end of the day, it still has to be an ultra lightweight one that can fit into my tail bag. If any of you seasoned moto campers have a good solution for this, let me know. Is it viable to take a larger mat or a stretcher bed somehow? I had a really nice time, and I'm really glad my dad came along and shared this experience with me. All in all, this was a fantastic experience which had a pretty big obstacle thrown into the middle of it. This is an obstacle I'm yet to overcome, but I'm gonna give it a fair crack. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch you on the next one.
You say you got them guns, but I've never seen you bang. You say you got them drugs, but I've never seen you slang.